Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I have something why did I say to my channel weird? But I have a a different video. Well, I mean it's in the title. I'm here to compare my 5 Rider-Waite-Smith decks that I own. This is a really awkward thing because I'm standing. I'm usually sitting and just, because it's like I don't want to be standing and filming anymore. But yeah, this is the best way that I could see as to it. I thought like, oh, maybe just one row of 5. I was like, nah, I don't like that. So I'm gonna try and have them here like this. Hopefully the space will be better once I remove the boxes, because I feel like the boxes are larger than the cards, just by a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it fits. So here I am going to compare 5 Rider-Waite-Smith decks that I own. This is the oldest. This is the newest. This actually was my first tarot deck, actually, that I ever got. Little did I know how valuable it was, but I threw away the box because it was falling apart. And you can see I have just the 2 tabs in there, but watch. Okay, well, let's just start with it. Let's just start with this one. We're already talking about it. Let's go into it. So, yeah, I already talked a lot about this. Here's what it came in. This is the University Books Rider-Waite-Smith. Came in like a black and with obviously pink here box, and it has the purple onks on the backs. So yeah, very thin, very thin cardstock, but it bounces back pretty well. Ah, yes, and it still smells, smells like a vintage deck. But little did I know before I found out of its value, I edged it in pink magenta, like a fool. So yeah, then here I have the Albano Weight, obviously by US Games. This one is from 96, I believe. This is a 96 printing. This was, I think, right before they switched to printers in Italy, to Italian printers, where they got cardstock like this. This is like right before they started making this atrocity of cardstock. I'm just kidding. I don't hate it, but it's like I don't like it, and this is my least favorite. And I only kept this deck so that I can make this video like this. And this is the Radiant Rider-Waite. There's another deck like this, but I think it's called like the Universal Weight. Universal, right? I don't know. It has similar card backs, but this is very cartoonish type of card backs, and it's super glossy, reflective. Like, let's see. I don't know if you can catch. There's my window. Can you see the window design? This is like my favorite cardstock of theirs. You see, no window design. You see that? It's very smooth, and it's really good shuffler. I'm not afraid of using this deck, even if it's like a little bit older. Is it considered a vintage by now? I don't think so. 90s, nah. This one I believe is from the 70s, 80s, maybe. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So yeah. And then here we have, this is my go-to. This is my workhorse. This is the one that I always use for readings. And this is the A.G. Mueller Tarot of A.E. Waite. I don't call it the A.E. Waite or the Waite Tarot. I call it the Rider-Waite-Smith or the RWS. I like to make sure to incorporate Pamela Coleman Smith. Here they switched it to the Smith-Waite Tarot to honor, put an emphasis more and higher respect to the artist that made the deck, because although Waite, yeah, he told her how to draw it, but he didn't actually draw it. Could Waite have drawn like this? No. I don't know. So yeah, and this is the borderless edition of the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is actually the Centennial Smith-Waite edition, but it's borderless. And so yeah, we're here to talk about these 5 decks here. And compare them and contrast them. So obviously, in terms of availability, I think these two actually, let me turn the backs over. These two are the easiest to get if you're in America. This you can get on eBay. You have to go to certain shops that I trust. that I trust. Only me. No, that are, you know, reliable. Because you could end up with a knockoff. But 8.com, I believe, sells them. And I'll try and link. Let me sit down. I don't like standing and recording. But it's like, I want to make sure I have everything in frame, but I think we should be good. All right. So 8.com has this one. That's where I order like a lot of like they're like what I call like sort of tricky or pseudo tricky type of decks to get. This one, I don't know why US Games won't distribute this one. I don't know why there's drama there. I think when this came out, they didn't allow people to have it and sell it. I don't know. I don't know why they blocked it. I don't even know if that's even true. I don't even know the facts on that. So far, nothing's really been like notified or like written about, or no tea was spilled on this. People said, oh, they're blocking it, they're banning it. It's like, you really can't do that. But it's like, yeah, I'm still able to order it and have it here. But I think they may have like blocked it or some shit, you know, or hindered it in some way, shape, or form, because they were releasing this deck. Because this deck was, I think, announced like a little bit after this one. So due to marketing, maybe they wanted to avoid that. But it's like, when this one came out, people were like, I want that one. Because this one, let's start with comparing these two. Let's look at the Fools here. Okay. So first of all, I do like the fact that it's borderless, you know, which is great, and it's a great shuffler. It has great card stock. But what I don't like about it is how faded and vintage looking it looks, which I guess some people will like. But for me, it removes some, you know, I don't know. I don't know what it is. The color is just, I don't know. But this one though, has much more, a little bit more on the pastel side of it. The colors are much more lighter and not so harsh on the eyes. You know, so as you can see, well, you can't really tell, with this one, because it's much older. I feel like this one has much more of the colors are much louder. Like you can see in the blues here, they're much more like electro candy sweet, super bright, super saturated, colors here compared to this one. Let's look at the Fool here. This one is interesting because it's colored differently. It's supposed to be correctly colored, which, yeah, it kind of is. So yeah, you can see here, this is the A.G. Mueller. And also the font is one of the big things that was a big disappointment to me, because I like the traditional font there. So you can see with the mountains, the colors are much more purple. His face isn't so much of a skin, it isn't like, it's much more pale. They definitely, with this deck, they definitely whitewashed it. And you'll see why. Like compared to this one, you know, he looks tan, you know? He looks ethnic. I'm just kidding, no, he doesn't. But you can tell he's not white, you know? He's not white. And you can see that with the Magician too. So yeah, let me see. I think I want to say I've even done this flip through comparison before. Let's look at the Magician here. So yeah, the skin tones are much paler here. Let's talk about this one for a little bit, because this one is, I'm not a big fan of this one. I feel like it's so globular, like the artwork is so gloopy. I don't know. Does that make sense? It's not, I don't know. Which a lot of people don't like Pamela Colman Smith's artwork, but this looks like a children's storybook, kind of children's illustration to me. Like, you know, people point that out to other decks. This one's straight up like, this is a kid's book that I've seen somewhere. Like, get this out of my face, you know. You know, which it does, like it does simplify a lot of the artistic, you know, all the drawings here. But you can see here, this is the vintage one, the university books here. You can see all the flowers and the plants here, and it's just resorted to just a few here. Here's the A.G. Mueller Terravei weight right here compared to the Radiant Rider weight. It's just, I don't know. And the facial expressions. It's like, you know what it reminds me of? There is a painting of Jesus that is like famous in internet culture, because this art restoration person tried to fix it, but really just fucked it up. It looked better how it was messed up than what she did to it. I'll try and link it in the description down below, but that's what I feel like is happening from this to this. So yeah. Enough. That's my opinion. I hear a lot of people like this one. I will say the use of colors in this deck I like it a lot. You know, I like the colors in this deck quite a bit. But it loses something. I don't know. It's just, yeah. You see, I like the colors in the hermit's robe here. You know, but it just, ugh, I don't know what it is. Like, what's wrong with her face? I think it's the faces. So yeah, what else? What else was I gonna say here? All right, okay, so let's look at the other yellowish, really yellow cards here that I can see. Let's go to the Four of Wands. That's one where we can see the difference of colors going on here. I'm assuming. Let's see. Oh, I passed it. 3, 4. Here we go. Because the yellow, I think, is what a lot of people, is what deters and determines what deck, you know, a lot of people base that off of. So here you can see, like, with the university books, it's very, very colorful. You're going to see something that the Albano Weight does that's very interesting with their minor arcana. So here we don't have a yellow, but we have it in orange. And that's supposed to be for the fire and all that. And the cups are much more aquatic background colors. So yeah, here we have this one. So here you see it is yellow, but it looks more like a sunset, which I do like that about the colors here. And I think that's what it is, but it's like, I don't know, the line work. Something about it. It just looks, meh, you know. So let's compare these two here. So you can see like the blue here in the oh my gosh, in the university books compared to the blue here. It's much more toned down here. It's not so saturated. It's not so richly colored. You can see that again here a little bit more. And here's one thing that I don't like about the Albano Way. The Albano Way looks blurry, a little bit blurry, like it's out of focus. See that? Comparing the, like you can see comparing the two wands here and the people in the background. Like it's, there's a lack of detail. Like it's much more fuzzy, you know. And here they kind of retain that detail here with the US games, but again you can see like here with the people in the background, quite a few more details. Like there's the black lines aren't so thick. You can see the difference between this guy's hat and, you know, the guy's shoulder here in the AE weight. And the colors here again much darker and less saturated, much more sepia tone overlaid over it. The yellow looks more peachy compared to this. Well, on the camera it looks peachy, but here it's like oranges. It's much more oranges looking at it compared to the solid bright yellow. And here that guy with the hat is just gone, straight up gone, eliminated, deleted, reported, arrested. He's gone. But I mean, like, is that important? Who knows? Like, why was that even there? Why was that, you know, who is that guy? Why does he have a hat? Who are those people? Who are these people? You know, but doing this though, if you have multiple Rider-Waite-Smith decks, if you happen to have multiple Rider-Waite-Smith decks, it's very helpful to get a bunch of them that are very different and to compare and contrast, you know, and to see what's there and what's not. To see the differences here, it's really, really helpful. But you gotta like scan it from top to bottom and bottom up again. To see some little hidden things that you might not have noticed if you just had one deck. You know, it's kind of like the spot the difference type of thing. Like here, you know, that person's missing, but he's here on all the other ones, you know. The colors are all different, you know. But what determines a Rider-Waite-Smith to be a good Rider-Waite-Smith? I don't know. I don't know. It's whatever works best for you. I got one deck off of by recommendation from looking at videos on YouTube, and I was like, and someone's like, oh, this is the one that I really like, this is the one I prefer, and I'm like, okay, let me try that one, and I was like, no, this one's not a fan of this one. and I resorted to getting something much more traditional to Poundland Coleman Smith artwork, because I don't really quite. I found that I don't like the redrawings on some of them. The only other one that I do like that isn't Poundland Coleman Smith's artwork, but it is like redrawn exactly, is the Universal Tarot. I think it's like the Golden Universal Tarot by Los Carabeo. I had it in gold, and I loved the line work in that one, and it looked really clean, and it had a very interesting depiction of the Three of Swords. It's still the doom and gloom type of Three of Swords, but different. Another thing with the Albano weight is that the cups are silver rather than gold and all the other ones here. You can see with the hand, it's much more glowy here. I feel they really capture that glowing aspect here. Again, the skin tone with that, it gives it like a human hand aspect. Through my studies and research, I prefer like the ghost white of the hand, because it's like no one's actually like this white. No one's actually like, here you can actually see it's like really white. Even compared to this one here, it looks a little bit grayish. Here it's just straight up white, Again, the blues, much more, the colors are much more highlighter blue, like electric and candy, sweet, loud, saturated blues. So yeah, I'm not sure what else here. Oh, and so, looking at it here, you see like a grayish aquatic type of background, except for the Five of Cups. You get that dark green. So yeah, I'm not sure what's another card we should look at. Let's look at the Eight of Cups here, because I think this one has a much more dynamic background with yeah, here it's like a night sky, but it's supposed to be like an eclipse. I believe, yeah. Here it's like a dark gray. Here we go, yeah. And here there's like a texture going on with this one in the background. So let me see. Yeah, here it's just like a solid blue. So here you can see like the biggest differences between all of them. So here you see from the vintage one. I really want to get, there's a few that I do want to get for Rider-Waite Smith that are older from this, because this is not like the first Rider-Waite Smith. This is just like the first, like University Books was the first to publish the Rider-Waite Smith in America, but the Rider-Waite Smith has been imprinting by Rider Books since it was first published in 1909, 1910, around there. So yeah, sorry for the sniffles. I think I have a cold coming on. My throat is sore, so I probably am getting sick. But I wanted to talk about this. I'm not going to do a full flip through. I'm just going to see what's the next one. Oh, the Knight of Cups is one I want to show, because the Albano weight kind of does something that I wasn't a big fan of, but something that I was like, okay, but that's still interesting. And especially because the armor, you have to really look at, what's on the armor of the knights if you want to really dissect the symbols in these. And so I think this is where this one, the Radiant Rider-Waite. Oh, well, yeah, look at that. Yeah, they clean it up and they do a good job of showing the fishes and the waves on the Knight of Cups here. But here, it's all gone. It's, even here, it's like, it's difficult. It's a little tricky to see, but you can see the fishes and all that. Here you can't. It's all black, which I think I think someone, I heard it somewhere, unless I just thought of it, or I just, made it up, but he's like an alchemical process of, I think they call it, oh my gosh, it's the blackening is what they call it. There's like a Latin term, but I don't want to say it because it sounds a little too close to another word that a lot of people can't say. But once you read it, you're like, oh, it's not that, but it's like, I don't want to mispronounce it and, get into a big mess, but it's, to put simply, it's called the blackening. So interestingly, alchemically kind of lines up, but none of the other knights, I believe, are like that, like where the details are lost. So yeah. Here's where the yellow really comes in with the swords. The swords are actually now gold in this one, rather than the typical steel gray in other decks. Here you see it's like a gray background with this one, and here it's much more sepia tan stonish color. I don't know how to describe that. again, it's sepia tone. Here it's very purple. It's very purple here. So yeah. What else? What else is there? No, nothing else. All right, and here he added 3 dots on the swords, which you don't see in any of the other decks. I can't remember what the 3 dots are for. I'm sure somewhere it's explained. I'll have to find it. Oh wait, I think it's in the Builders of the Addendum, I think, has the 3 dots on it. So I think he's basing the Rider-Waite, Frankie Albano, based like his additions and changes on that system, I think. Based it off of on the oh my gosh, sorry. On the what's it called? Builders of the Addendum. Jesus, why am I not remembering that? But here, because here's one thing that he added in. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is going to show up here, which you do see in the what is his name? For the Builders of the Addendum. But here, just quickly going back to the Fool, if you look at the bags, here's the Albano weight. You see an eye right above the eagle there, and there you don't, and so yeah, it's supposed to be like alluded to, but yeah. Let me go back to here, because I think here's one of the things that I didn't like about this deck also, was that through like the lack of detail as to what this is supposed to be. It's supposed to be an eagle, representing like the exalted Scorpio. You know how it goes from the scorpion to the snake, I think, and the fish to the up to the eagle, and then it goes to the phoenix, I think, and then it's reborn again. There's like a story there. I can't remember the exact way it goes, but here you can clearly see that it's like, you can kind of see the beak of the bird there. You can kind of see it there on that one too. Here's what they did with this one. What is that? What is that? Can you guys see that? I want to like really like have you guys see what the fuck I'm looking at. What the hell did they do to that? Like, look at that. Compare that eagle, which, yeah, you can actually see the eagle's eye in this borderless Smithwaite. Let me get the other one here. Here is, yeah. Can't really see it here on the this one here is the Tarot of A.E. Waite by A.G. Mueller. This is the borderless Centennial Smithwaite. So yeah, there you go. And then here's what you get with the Radiant Smithwaite. That's just me right there. So what are my recommendations? Now, this one here, this Albano Waite edition that I have here, this is a much older printing, and if you currently buy this one from Amazon, it's gonna have lamination like this. It's gonna have glossy, very shiny, slick lamination. So which I prefer, or I recommend these two, either the borderless or the Tarot of A.E. Waite, or the Centennial Smithwaite Tarot, which does have the borders. These two I recommend. The cardstock's great, the colors are great, you can see the details, nothing's really lost between the two. So yeah, I think the backs may be one of the deal breakers for some people. I don't like these backs as much as I like the crackle backs. They're much more simple, and they're actually, this is the original like backs that they had, I believe. No, they had the roses and lilies before, or I think they switched between the two. But this is the one that I recommend. It's the Tarot of A.E. Waite. This is the one that I use. It has a really good cardstock. Look at how dirty this is. So yeah, by AGM Urania. I will try to leave a link to where you can buy all of these I'm not sure. So yeah, I will be back with another comparison between the Marseille decks that I own and as to which ones I prefer. So yeah, if there's any other questions that you have about these decks, then be sure to leave them in the comments down below, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye. All right, so sorry, I had to deal with something here, but I just remembered one thing quickly, even though I just completely forgot about it, about the Albano weight. One other thing that I like is I don't know who's here, is the colors on the court cards and the Earth suit. I don't know why I like them, but they're much nicer. They're much more like this lavender, earthy. I don't know who's. I think someone. I think I have a delivery coming or something. I didn't order anything though. So yeah, or it might be my neighbors. I don't know. I'm like, why are my dogs going crazy? But yeah, look at, I mean, Jesus Christ, what did you do to his face? Who drew this? Who drew this? It doesn't say. I know it says somewhere who drew, as to who redrew this, but I do love the colors here. I don't know why. It's very earthy, very simple, you know. But the Page of Discs, for some reason, I always liked. I don't know why. I don't know why. And then I realized that actually the Page of Discs, or the Princess of Discs, actually rules over Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, I believe. Like they rule that whole, they're associated with that whole quadrant. So Aries being under that, I'm like, oh, interesting. And my Mercury and Taurus, you know. But anyways, yeah. Let me see what else. Oh, that's interesting. He looks much paler in the Centennial Smithwaite edition. In this one, usually they look really like white in this one, but you know, anyways, we'll talk about that later. One more thing is this here, the King of Pentacles is another one full of details that I'm like, oh, I forgot to talk about this guy because he is one of my favorites as well. His grapes are very, you can see very different things going on here. I do like what they did with the details going on with his coat, his cloak or robes or whatever, and his and the beast dragon monster thing here under his foot. In the Albano weight though, one thing that I did find is that his boot is actually much more blue rather than, you know, gray compared to other cards here. So I'm not sure. I'm going to try and compare these two. So this is the university books right here. This is the Albano weight. One thing that I did notice is that you can see like a tint of green over the black, which I think is the color printing process that they went through with this. The blacks don't look black, as you can see, like with his throne here in the university books version. Here it's like straight up black. And here again, you kind of see that going on here. The blacks in the A.G. Mueller, again, very black compared to the blacks here. But again, I think that's the sepia tone. That's the vintage look that they're going for. You know, but the robes details are much more prominent. You know, the wrinkles in the robes and all that. And then here's, again, this is like probably like the most important part in like trying to find details between the two, which I think they did a good job on this one, particularly like making it stand out here, because I think it's the thing that a lot of people overlook. And I only found that when I did something like this on my own, you know, looking and comparing at, you know, different Rider-Waite-Smith decks, and I don't know why I did that. So yeah, there you go. I hope there, you know, you saw a bit more. And again, as I said before, comment down below what's like any questions that you have about these decks or any other Rider-Waite-Smith decks, because I'm not an avid Rider-Waite-Smith like super collector. There are like ones that I want, but it's just different. It's just I just don't need all those, and which is why I don't have a huge collection of Marseille decks themselves, you know. I don't have any and every single one of them under, because they're like, they're all too similar, you know. So yeah, I'm like, I don't care about this. Yeah, so yeah. There we go. I hope y'all enjoyed. I'm gonna set up my Marseille decks next and see if I can do that video next. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed. And now this time, I'll see you all later. Bye bye.